At the beginning of this week, you see, my gorgeous Geminini, you are going to have this strong and powerful urge in order to creatively express yourself. Right from the beginning of this week, you're going to be like, oh my God, where is this coming from? I'm feeling so kind of energetic. I'm feeling so rejuvenated, to a certain extent. My gorgeous Geminini, this is what you need to remember. From the beginning of this week, you are going to feel like you want to creatively express yourself. Trust me, you will know exactly what I mean. And at that moment in time, there is some kind of a truth that is going to come to you. Some kind of a truth in a form of the actual realization. So it's about you following the signs, my gorgeous Geminini. It's about you following the signs as well. So at the moment in time when you feel so badly, like so strongly, like you want to creatively express yourself, this moment in time you need to understand also that this is your sign where once you start creatively expressing yourself, you just need to follow that path. You just need to follow that path, whatever this is. And this can come in many different forms. How do you normally creatively express yourself? You will know when this happens, because this is going to be a sign that some kind of realization you're going to have, but while you are creatively expressing yourself. Because when we feel such a strong urge of creativity, this is coming from somewhere else, from a totally and completely different dimension. And it's like warning us that we are about to tap into something like, oh my God, really important when it comes to our wisdom, when it comes to our truth, when it comes to our soul purpose, when it comes to that particular balance in our lives. So while you are creatively expressing yourself, or the truth that you are going to realize, of course, that this is going to be about yourself and about some kind of a new beginning. You will realize that now you're not only ready for a new beginning, but now you're also gonna have all sorts of ideas on your mind. And I'm not gonna lie to you, this is gonna make you feel a little bit anxious. It's gonna make you feel just a little bit kind of fearful. And it's going to make you feel just a little bit negative. You know why? Because this is going to really blow you away, because it's going to really happen completely out of the blue at the time when you kind of least expected this, because on your mind is going to be a lot of a problem that you are having with somebody in your life. Some kind of bickering, some kind of negativity, some kind of misunderstanding in between you and somebody else who's very close to you. You have been affected by it like there is no tomorrow for a while now. So that's exactly what you're going to be thinking about, and it's going to be draining your energy and attention a little bit. And that's why I'm saying to you, completely out of the blue, this is going to happen. So that naturally it's going to confuse you a little bit, like, oh my God, where is this coming from? And that's why I said that you're going to feel just a little bit of fear, just a little bit of anxiety, and just a little bit of negativity. And this is also going to be because you're gonna realize that, oh my God, that you're gonna be able to work on some kind of a dream of yours, something that you were dreaming about, something that's part of your dream, and something where you want how you want your life to ultimately be. This is going to have a very strong connection with that. So you are gonna find yourself facing lots of options and choices and multiple possibilities and multiple opportunities here. And this is all about you kind of picking and choosing and making the right decisions when it comes to things that mean to you so much in this moment in your life. So you just strongly have to go with your intuition. And also, that you are, my gorgeous Geminini, also at the beginning of this week, you are actually going to, there is going to be a little bit of kind of disagreement with somebody again at around the beginning of this week. But this is also to do with that particular person in your life. Somebody who's very close to you, somebody who's related to you. I've been talking about this for a while now, because this situation seems to have been prolonged. And this in itself, it's also like kind of going to, not that you're actually going to have a conflict with that person, but sorry, don't get me wrong, rewind, I'm back. No, not that you are going to have a conflict, but the energy is so strong when it comes to conflict, because this is what you're going to be thinking about. So I'm just rewinding back. You're going to become aware of this person in your life who you are going to need to have a really important conversation with, but you've already fallen out with that person and you're going to be worried so much that you are going to have a conflict. Sorry, I apologize. This is what I wanted to say. But the conflict in your mind is going to be so strong because you're going to be worrying about having a conflict with this person again. This is why I just saw it as a conflict just for a second, but it's not, because I'm just going through your own mind, my gorgeous Gemini. You are going to become aware of this important conversation with that particular person in your life that you've fallen out. And of course that you're going to be worrying that you are going to have a conflict, but you're not, because something really incredible is actually going to happen. This conflict that you were worried about, it's going to turn out to be one of the most important stages of your life. This is going to surprise you what is actually going to happen. Something is going to change. Something is really going to change. And almost as if that other person who you were worried about so much that you're going to have a conflict, that other person, it's really kind of going to show you their completely different side. It looks like that other person is about to open their mind towards something that was holding them down for way too long. And now that in itself, it's really going to make you aware of something very special about that person. And also it's going to mean to you so much when you realize that this person is on your side and you can indeed count on this person. This is going to mean to you so much, my gorgeous Gemini. But then at the same time, you are going to learn something very special and very specific about yourself through that person. And that in itself is literally going to be like a blessing in your lives. Okay, so my goodness, how interesting this is going to turn out to be. On another note, my gorgeous Gemini, by the time you get to the mid part of this week, what you need to understand that you are a really kind of, you must not think negatively. You must not think negatively at around the midweek. And that in itself, it's showing to me clearly that you are really kind of going to feel a little bit sad. And the only reason why you're going to feel a little bit sad at around the midweek, my gorgeous Gemini, it's only because there is something that you still need to kind of sort out, but you need to sort out in such a way where you need to commit to something. I know this sounds really weird and it sounds really completely crazy, but the reason why you're gonna feel a little bit sad and a little bit depressed at around the midweek, it's only because you still haven't been completely honest with yourself. And that's the only way for you to find yourself on this path and commit yourself to something. As soon as you commit yourself to something here at around the midweek, you are not going to feel sad, you're not going to feel negative. And even more so, this in itself, it's also going to really kind of already it's starting as some kind of it's already giving us some kind of birth to something. You're already starting something here just by committing yourself to this. This is going to be very important indeed. And also, my gorgeous Gemini, this is gonna lead towards you having like a very much so a ridiculously important choice in life. And that is gonna leave you with absolutely no choice but to make an important decision. This in itself, it's really kind of going to reflect on the part of your life that made you feel insecure, especially so badly for the last 3 months. But then at the same time, when you become aware of this really good news when it comes to your finances, that in itself, it's gonna be so needed and so essential in order for you to make this necessary step, because that is going to make you aware of some kind of success that came from the decision that you made primarily by yourself at a time when people were like, no baby, no, what are you doing? So this in itself, it's only gonna make you feel so much more confident. And this is the particular balance that that was missing right now in order for you to go for this at a time where you kind of start thinking, oh my God, like about insecurity, that will just a little bit affect your confidence here. So that's why this news about the finances is going to be ever so important, because it's going to like kind of give you that final push here. By the time you get to the last part of this week, my gorgeous Gemini, so remember, at around the midweek, you're making an important choice. But when it comes to the last part of this week, you know, you are really gonna wake up in the morning, and I know that this is gonna start from the first moment you wake up, okay, at around the end of the week, this 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this reading is in between the 6th and the 12th of March. So this is going to be either on the 11th or either on the 12th of the actual March. When you wake up in the morning, you need to pay attention to what is going to be on your gorgeous, precious little mind, my gorgeous Gemini, because it's to do with a chance. There is some kind of a chance that it's going to be on your mind and that you're going to become aware of, but this is going to come to you right in the morning. And it's not that you weren't aware of that chance before. You were aware of this like kind of, you know, before. You know, you were aware of this. This was already on your mind, but now you're just going to wake up either on the 11th or on the 12th of March. And now suddenly this is again going to be on your mind. And you know that this is a sacred sign for you to literally go for this chance that you are gonna wake up, you know, with. And this in itself, it's really going to help you to move on with your life in the best possible way. But it's also going to really kind of bring so much like kind of like you know, it's going to bring so much harmony into your life. It's going to also like kind of like a really, you know, bring so much unity into your life. But at the same time, my gorgeous Gemini, this is going to reflect on your financial situation, like, oh my God, like full on, because that in itself, it's gonna reflect on your financial situation in the best possible way, because here you're going to understand that this is going to make you to be able to achieve something like really big, and then to get something really huge for yourself. And this is going to be like almost like some kind of motivation here as well, and that in itself is going to lead towards you having a very much so a clarity. Like this is bringing such a clarity into your life, especially when it comes to you opening your eyes, and especially when it comes to you having a new idea. This new idea that you are going to have, it's gonna require like some kind of a new plan, but also at the same time this is going to bring a victory and success into your life. At the same time, it's bringing hope, recognition, inspiration. It's gonna make you, it's gonna at the same time make you extremely creative, but then at the same time it's gonna make you extremely calm as well. So this is always a good sign that this in itself, it's also going to start the process of a remarkable healing, because you've been through so much, and it's like, oh my God, thank God that now by the end of this week you're about to come out of very negative and dark stage of your life. So now, my gorgeous Gemini, I'm just going to shuffle these oracle cards, and I'm going to see what your oracle card of the week is going to be. Let's see, my gorgeous Gemini, what your oracle card of the week is going to be. Oh la la, abundance. You strictly must pay attention to things that makes you feel passionate throughout this week. But in particular, there is something that you're going to become aware of. There is something that you are going to realize, not about yourself, but about what you want to do, what you want to try. You know, there is something very specific that you're going to feel a connection to for the very first time in your life. This this is going to be a sign that this is also bringing you a blessing, but at the same time, it's like, you know, it's strictly connected to your life purpose. So you need to pay attention to what are you going to connect to this week, like you've never connected to it before. But most importantly, this is going to happen at the time when you least expect this. So on that particular day, when that happens, you know, there's so many other things that are going to happen unplanned, unexpectedly. So let's say you decide to go to like shop, like, I don't know, you decide to go to the shop, this particular shop, and then in the midway, you know, your best friend calls you or something, and then they suggest something to you, and then you completely change your mind and go somewhere else, for example. So with other words, yeah, I always have to make things complex, otherwise I wouldn't be Sashita. Yeah, so let's say like you need to go to the shop, and then on that particular day, you just in the midway, you end up going somewhere completely different. And this is what I mean. Something is going to happen completely unplanned when it comes to the whole day. And this is when things become magical, because we are not prepared. When we are not prepared to things, then we respond in the best possible way. So you are also going to respond to some kind of situation that you did not expect in a very much so spontaneous way. And this is when something really, really interesting is going to happen. You're about to tap into something for the first time in your life, which is going to make you aware of the whole new world behind there. And this is when things are going to become very, very interesting to you indeed. And this week, it's also so important when it comes to unity and when it comes to those people in your life. Let me just tell you something, my gorgeous Gemini. Work on people in your life and see who you haven't seen in a long time that you want to see. You know, because you are going to be able to get the bigger picture. You're also going to have such an emotional and beautiful moment when it comes to this week. And when it comes to you reflecting on people in your life and realizing how special they are. So reconnect with them. Go and see them. Go and spend some time with them. Because there is someone very specific in your life who is going to really help you to get a closure, some kind of closure with something in your life that you cannot really kind of understand yourself. There is someone very specific that is going to come forward and is going to help you to understand the situation that you cannot understand. And this is important. It's an important part of your spiritual journey. It's an important part of your progress, because you are about to come out of the water and face the sun. You are about to have another lotus moment. And lotus moment is just so important when it comes to our spiritual nature, because it shows us the way, you know, after a long time of maybe like a negative karma. Indeed. Okay, my gorgeous Gemini, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.